Alrighty, party peoples of the interwebs, we are going from the daily dose of the Fanny to the daily dose of the Trump and now to the daily dose of the Hunter, which might have a double entendre that is rather unfortunate under the circumstances. If I look haggard and tired, it's because I am. I woke up today, I did a podcast with the Unusual Suspects where we talked about that demon Dr. Anthony Fauci.
What's up, guys and gals? Unusual Suspects about to go live. That's the link right there. Brandon's in the house.
Oh, how you doing?
Dave's in the
Inception.
house. Rob.
Wait for the
Shane,
squeal. Wait for the squeal.
Shane, we're talking Fauci. We're talking Mexico. We're talking that Amazon has porn now. Click on the link. Come join us. It's going to be a blast.
Then I did a live bit with Phil Holloway on Megyn Kelly.
Megan, it's even more insidious because those 51 intelligence officers, former and present, whatever, they didn't say it was Russian disinformation. They said it bore the earmarks or bore the hallmarks of Russian disinformation, which allows them to say, we never said anything factually incorrect. It was accurate, but it bore the earmarks of Russian disinformation. You want to talk about actual election interference? This is actual election interference. It is intelligence lying to the public during an election cycle, pressuring social media to suppress the story that they know is true while, cloaking the lie in something that is semantically ambiguous.
Then I did a live stream with Tarek Johnson, the Capitol Police Lieutenant, the former Capitol Police Lieutenant, where we talked about the latest developments as relates to January 6th. And now I've got a barbecue out there burning, but it's not yet ready. And I'm going to do a daily dose of the Hunter because we talked about Hunter Biden's trial on Megyn Kelly, among other things. We are now in day 2 or 3. It doesn't really matter what day of the trial we're into. It's a mind-blowing thing, this Hunter Biden trial. For those of you who don't know, Hunter Biden is facing 3 felony charges. One for having lied on a gun application form, the other for having submitted a false form to the gun shop owner, and another for possessing a firearm when he shouldn't have been in possession of a firearm. And the 30,000-foot overview is that Hunter Biden, crack addict, drug addict, long-standing drug addict with all sorts of problems. I guess when he was addicted to drugs and buying drugs from very suspicious crack dealers, decided he also needed a firearm for his own protection and procured a firearm. The only problem is that on this firearm application form, it asks you a very specific question, which I'll read right now so as not to inappropriately paraphrase. That question is, F, are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? I'll read it again because there's a little bit of semantics that will definitely be played in the context of this trial. Are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? Yes or no? Warning, the use or possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law regulations of whether it has been legalized or decriminalized for medicinal or recreational purposes in the state where you reside. All right, that's the question. And it's a very, very peculiarly phrased question. Are you an unlawful user of or addicted to? It kind of reminds me of the Mitch Hedberg joke where Mitch famously and humorously said,
I used to do drugs, I still do, but I used to too.
And one can imagine how someone who's, scrupulously honest, such as Hunter Biden, would have answered, well, I'm not addicted to because I don't consider myself an addict, and I'm not a user of because I'm not really using right now. So I want to just check no on that box and buy this firearm for $5,000 cash from this gun dealer. The only problem is Hunter Biden wrote that memoir where he narrated his own audiobook himself, where he talked about his drug addiction, buying drugs, the problems that he ran into buying drugs. He also has that minor problem of evidence that has been adduced, text message with Hallie, the wife of his deceased brother who he ended up hooking up with, text messages to the effect that he's a user, he's an addict, he's relapsed, he's ruined everybody's lives, etc., etc. The evidence in this case is going to have Hunter Biden dead to rights under any normal realm of the universe, except we're not in a normal realm of the universe. We are in a world of hyper-partisan politics where you can get a politically prejudiced jury pool who will convict a ham sandwich and a politically prejudiced jury pool that will exonerate a murderer. Now, I'm exaggerating now, but I'm just taking the example of Michael Sussman, the attorney for the DNC and Hillary Clinton, who lied to the FBI about having met with the FBI for and on behalf of his client Hillary Clinton and the DNC. He said he didn't meet with the FBI for his client. The only problem is he then went and billed Hillary and the DNC for that meeting in which he slipped the FBI the Steele dossier, the bunk Steele dossier that was criminally purchased by the DNC and Hillary Clinton. Okay, Michael Sussman got acquitted. Dead to rights got acquitted because partisan prejudice is what it is. So Hunter Biden is now facing these 3 felony charges, which, had it not been for a very astute judge, would have been buried in the agreement, the sweetheart deal that Hunter Biden got with a totally not corrupt, not operating at his father's demand or direction DOJ. Okay, fine. He's been charged with these 3 felony charges. He is now standing trial for this. The outcome should be a foregone conclusion because he is dead to rights, but the outcome, whether it's a partisan exoneration, a partisan acquittal, or what ought to be run-of-the-mill conviction, that's not the most shocking thing about this. The most shocking thing about this trial is that the FBI has now come in, or the prosecution has come in now, and one of the pieces of evidence that they've admitted into evidence is the Hunter Biden laptop from hell. You recall that laptop, which was passed off as Russian disinformation? You had the 51 past and current members of the intelligence community signing a letter that the Hunter Biden laptop bore all the earmarks of a Russian disinformation campaign. You had the Operation Mockingbird 2.0 media running with the headlines that the Hunter Biden laptop, which contained images so graphic, by the way. Hold on, do I have the I don't have the Marco Polo book here anymore. The Marco Polo book, which broke down the contents of the Hunter Biden laptop in meticulous detail. The photographs, the video evidence of Hunter Biden brandishing a firearm, smoking crack cocaine, doing drugs. The Hunter Biden laptop was the laptop from hell, and it was dubbed that for a reason, because although it arguably contained evidence of underage girls, which it didn't, at least by all accounts, they were close, but it didn't have underage girls outright, but it did contain sufficient evidence to potentially charge Hunter Biden, or at the very least, investigate Hunter Biden for interstate trafficking, because it looks like Hunter Biden engaged in interstate trafficking. Set that aside. The man is having sex with hookers, doing hard drugs, videotaping it. He puts it on his laptop and then abandons his laptop at a repair shop. And the operator of this repair shop sees this laptop and says, holy crab apples, some of this stuff is so sus, to channel Michael Sussman, so suspicious, I'm going to contact the FBI and Rudy Giuliani and give them both copies of this. The FBI had been in possession of that laptop for a long period of time before they came out with the statement suggesting, not the FBI, but intelligence, suggesting that the laptop was Russian disinformation. They called Rudy Giuliani a liar for claiming that the content of that laptop was authentic. The media ran with the headline that it was Russian disinformation. Intelligence pressured social media companies to censor that information. Twitter would not let you share that link. This is pre-Elon Musk Twitter. Would not let you share that link to the New York Post article after the New York Post was blocked out of their account for writing that article about the laptop from hell. And you had intelligence and the media and Joe Biden and Hunter Biden lying to everybody's face about the legitimacy of that laptop from hell and the contents of that laptop from hell. Recall, in the debate, Joe Biden denied it, said it was Russian disinformation. Hunter Biden, in that whitewash of an interview with CBS or ABC or NBC, one of the 3-letter agencies, I don't remember if it's my laptop. I really don't. It might be Russian. Who knows? It might have been stolen. Who knows?
Was that your laptop?
For real, I don't know.
I know, but you
my
know
point
that's
is,
this is
I really don't know.
Okay.
The answer is
You don't
the
know
truthful
yes
answer.
or no if the laptop
I don't have
was
any
yours.
idea. I have no idea.
So
whether or
could
not.
have been yours.
Of course, certainly. There could be a laptop out there that was stolen from me. There could be that I was hacked. It could be that it was Russian intelligence. It could be that it was stolen from me.
They all knew it was legit from, I believe, 2019. Telling us it was Russian disinformation through the election, which had a determinate effect on the outcome of the election. And what happens on basically day one of this trial? They admit the laptop from hell into evidence, attest to the fact as to how they verified the contents of that laptop. They all knew it was legit, and they lied to the American people to influence the outcome of the election corruptly.
2 topics really quick. First, the president has said, and you have tweeted, that allegations of wrongdoing based on files pulled from Hunter Biden's laptop are Russian disinformation. There is a new book by a Politico reporter that finds some of the files on there are genuine. Is the White House still going with Russian disinformation?
I think it's broadly known and widely known, Peter, that there was a broad range of Russian disinformation back in 2020.
Okay, moving on to the border.
A number of the jury members have had family members who have been victims of violence. A number of them have family members who have been victims of addiction. Although suffice to say that probably everyone in America is 1 or 2 degrees separated from someone who has had a problem with addiction, because it's a massive problem in America, in North America, Canada as well. Hunter Biden is on trial. The witnesses consist of Howley, his deceased brother's wife, and for anybody who thinks it's terrible that he had an affair with his deceased brother's wife, biblically speaking, technically speaking, a brother is supposed to marry the widow of his brother. I'm just not sure that he's supposed to be getting her hooked on crack, and I'm sort of being tongue-in-cheek here, because this is all very, very dirty no goodness going on in this trial. From the evidence that has been adduced now, text messages showing that Hunter was admitting while he was in possession of this gun, while he was applying for this gun, that he was an addict, that he had relapsed, that he's out there looking for crack, smoking crack in his car, while stooping his dead brother's wife, getting her addicted to crack. It is a disgusting, sordid tale. And my point in all of this is this question, this debacle, the scandal was never about Hunter Biden's drug addiction. The scandal was always about Hunter Biden and the dirt that anybody and everybody probably had on him. And I made this point when I was on the show with Megyn Kelly. A lot of people say like, oh, the Chinese government, the Ukrainian government, the Russian government, if they had any of the contents of this laptop, how easily extortable, compromisable would be Joe Biden as a senator, as a VP, however far this goes back, as a president? How easily corruptible would he be? Well, you don't need to only think in terms of foreign governments. The FBI had this laptop since, I believe, 2019. How much could they use that laptop in order to extort Joe Biden, in order to get political favors from Joe Biden, in order to dictate policy? It's not just foreign governments that can use compromising information to corruptly extort politicians. It could be intelligence itself. Some people hypothesize that Epstein was running some form of extortion ring for and on behalf of intelligence. It doesn't need to be international intelligence. It could be domestic intelligence. And so you have in this case an addict. Yeah, there's a lot of addicts in the world. They do bad things. They become monsters. They commit crimes. They neglect. They abuse people. That's not the scandal in this. The scandal in this is that that laptop was known to be accurate, and you had intelligence running cover for Hunter Biden, running cover for Joe Biden, in a position to easily extort political favors or policy favors from Joe Biden. Joe Biden gets up there, lies to your face. Jen Psaki gets up there, lies to your face. Hunter Biden gets up there, lies to your face. The media gets up there, lies to your face. And now all of this is confirmed 2 days into the Hunter Biden trial. The scandal is not a man who lied on a firearm application and submitted it to a gun shop. The scandal is a government that lied to you, censored information, controlled the flow of information, coerced social media companies to suppress the free flow of information, to violate First Amendment rights. And I know some of you are going to say it's a private corporation. They don't need to abide by the Constitution. Horse crap. When you have government agencies coercing action, dictating action, bribing action from private enterprises, they become state actors. And what we have here is intelligence coercing compliance from social media companies to impact the outcome of the election. Everything they accuse Trump of having done, from his son Eric being a cokehead, to Trump going to hotels in Moscow and urinating on hookers, everything they accuse Trump of having done, RICO election interference in Georgia, everything is that of which they are guilty themselves. And we are day 2 into this trial, and it's become reality. Confirmed, laid bare for the world to see. And the only problem, some people are so damn buried in the lie, they don't want to see it. They don't want to admit that they were lied to. They lack the basic self-respect to say, you don't get to lie to me and then tell me to vote for you in the future. You lied to my face. You interfered with an election. You covered up the corruption of your son while he was getting paid $50,000-$60,000 a month by a corrupt Ukrainian energy company, paying hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, withdrawing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from the bank. And according to Marco Polo, the author of that book that broke down the laptop, apparently the way that was done was that maybe Hunter Biden was giving passcodes to hookers and drug dealers to withdraw cash to pay for his addiction. The bottom line, addiction is one thing. That would be the 1D level sin. The 4D level sin in this story is the corruption, the covering up of the corruption, the election interference, and you have the biggest criminal enterprise at the helm of the most powerful government in the world, and that is the Biden criminal family, the Biden crime enterprise. And it has all been laid bare for the world to see on day 2 or 3 of the Hunter Biden trial. That is the scandal. Whether or not he gets convicted, who cares? His dad will come in and pardon him if he gets convicted or commute his sentence. That's not the scandal. The scandal is the American government under the Biden regime is the most corrupt regime, as far as I know, in the history of America. That is my vlog. The barbecue's probably ready. If you like what I do, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Viva Fry on Rumble, the Viva Fry on Twitter. Join our community at vivabarneslaw.locals.com. Never forget the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I struggle with the third one every day of the week, but I will work on it. If you like what I do, you know what to do. That's it. Get out there, exercise, sunlight, talk to people in real life, and now you know your vlog. Peace out. Booyah!
There could be a laptop out there that was stolen from me. There could be that I was hacked. It could be that it was Russian intelligence. It could be that it was stolen from me.